Live from Asmara, this is ERi-TV English News Broadcast for Tuesday evening, 14th of July. The time is exactly 10:30 p.m. Good evening to you, and here are stories making headlines today. Conference held on expansion of pre and elementary schools. National Confederation of Eritrean Workers organized training for trainers. IRGC launched missile strike on U.S. Fifth Fleet in Bahrain and in Jordan. In Algeria and Mali restore ties after year-long rifts. Great to have you with us. Proceed with our reports. Conference aimed at expanding primary and junior schools in the southern region with a view to ensure access to educational service was conducted in Mendefera on 11th of July. At the conference, in which sub-zone administrators and heads of educational facilities took part, Mr. Habtaab Tesfatzion, governor of the region, said that strong effort will be exerted to construct preschool educational facilities through initiatives at the regional and community levels at enhancing the teaching-learning process. Noting that the program is aimed at enabling children to access education in their place of residence, Mr. Habtaab said that the regional administration, in collaboration with area administrators, has already prepared land for the construction of the school facilities, indicating that over the past 10 years, the number of preschools stood at 131 with about 12,000 students. Mr. Hibtizki Kidane, head of the education office in the region, said that through the effort exerted last year, new preschools have been established in 416 villages, and the number of students has increased twofold. The participants held extensive discussions on the implementation of the program and called for available resources to be channeled towards it. Mr. Kalaab Tesfasilase, Director General of Social Service in the region, called on parents to send their school-aged children to school and take advantage of the opportunities being provided. There are 1,106 schools in the southern region, ranging from preschools to high schools, actively providing educational services. The National Confederation of Eritrean Workers, in collaboration with the Institute of Training, Education and Research called SANTELC, organized a training of trainers program. The training, which was organized in Asmara, was attended by members of the Executive Committee of the Confederation, heads of Workers Federation, heads of Confederation's regional offices, and others. The training covered pre-training research, identification of trainees, preparation of reference and training materials, training modalities, as well as feedback between trainers and trainees. Mr. Mulgeta Fshatzion, head of the Training, Education and Human Resource Development at the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers, said that the training was a continuation of similar programs previously provided. He called on the trainees to apply the knowledge they had gained from the training in their respective workplaces. In the same vein, the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers conducted a meeting focusing on strengthening the Confederation's public relation activities. At the meeting, Mr. Girmay Abraham, head of the public relation at the Confederation, presented a paper focusing on the universal principles and theoretical aspects of public relation in relation to the Confederation's activities. He also provided a briefing on the activities implemented by the Public Relation Office, the challenges encountered, and the measures taken to address them. Mr. Kibra'ab Kidane, Deputy Secretary General of the Confederation, called on the organs of the Confederation to work in collaboration with the Public Relation Office. Those were local news updates. We'll be back with international ones right after this. In our international news, the Islamic Revolution Guard Corps, IRGC, has struck multiple U.S. military facilities in Bahrain, including the headquarters of the U.S. Fifth Fleet, as well as American targets in Jordan, with missiles in follow-up retaliation against continued American violations. The Corps announced the latest stage of its reprisal in a statement today. The statement reported retaliatory strikes by the IRGC Navy against several weapons-supported depots, satellite communication centers, accommodation used by U.S. troops, and several military radar systems in Bahrain. In subsequent statement, the Corps said its aerospace force had conducted coordinated missile and drone strikes against their 5th Fleet headquarters. The United States has perpetrated numerous violations against Iranian territory since April 7, when U.S. President Donald Trump announced a unilateral ceasefire. The violations continued even after Washington and Tehran signed a Pakistan-mediated Memorandum of Understanding last month. The U.S. has also been trying to help vessels evade the maritime route designated by the Islamic Republic for safe and legal passage through the Strait of Hormuz by seeking to escort trespassing vessels through an illegal passageway. Iran's armed forces have staged uncompromising retaliation in the face of each stance of violation, including those in support of illegal vessel movement in the Strait of Hormuz. Bamako and Algiers have agreed to reopen airspace and return ambassadors after a dispute over a drone incident. Algeria and Mali have announced the restoration of diplomatic relations after a year-long rift that erupted when Algiers shot down a Malian military drone near their shared border. Malian government spokesperson said that the West African nation would allow its ambassador to return to Algiers as part of measures aimed at the renewal of relations of cooperation and friendship with Algeria. Bamako has also decided to reopen its national airspace to all civilian and military aircrafts originating from or destined for Algeria, the spokesperson said in a statement. Algerian President Abdelmadjid Tebboune confirmed that the country's ambassador would return to Mali, according to a statement published by a state news agency. Relations between the two African nations deteriorated in April 2025 after Algeria said it had shot down a Malian surveillance drone for allegedly violating its airspace. Bamako rejected the accusation and said the aircraft was destroyed over Mali. We're about to end our news broadcast, but here's a final look at the top stories before we sign off. Conference held on expansion of pre- and elementary schools. National Confederation of Eritrean Workers organized training of trainers. IRGC launched missile strike on U.S. 5th Fleet in Bahrain and in Jordan. And Algeria and Mali restore ties after year-long rift. That's all with the news for the session. On behalf of the entire news crew, thank you for watching. Salim Burhani signing off. Have a great night.